The opinion coming out from the Supreme Court is more than 200 pages, and right now constitutional scholars are reading through that decision and considering its implications.
We're joined now by Sam Hoff, constitutional scholar and professor emeritus at Delaware State University. Good morning.
Good morning.
So can you explain for our viewers what this decision means, especially from a constitutional standpoint?
Yeah, not only did it reverse court decisions, district and appeals court, challenging Mississippi's limit on abortions, which was most recently 15 weeks, but much more importantly, it overturned a near 50-year precedent that the Roe v. Wade decision established, which tried to balance the rights of the unborn with the rights of women to be able to decide the future of a pregnancy within certain bounds and limits. It returns it to the states and allows them to define it. And we're looking at, as your previous identified, up to a majority of states which either be limit or banning abortion as a result of this decision.
All right, so that decision coming down earlier this morning. Tell us about the immediate implications in the next few days and weeks, and will it impact more segments or certain segments of the population more so than others?
Well, I do agree with the idea that this really will affect the most vulnerable, the poor, those that live in rural areas that may have to travel across several states. It also has implications for the existing Hyde Amendment at the federal level, which, although bans abortions that Medicaid would pay for, it at least allows them in the case of rape or incest. And many of the restrictions of the state laws that we're seeing, including in Oklahoma and other states, don't even allow for those exceptions. So that's critical in trying to understand the immediate ramifications of this decision.
Speaker Pelosi spoke earlier about abortion rights. What are the options that lawmakers have right now if they want to create a nationwide right to abortion?
Yes, I did see Speaker Pelosi's speech on that. Well, you know, we start with Congress. They could pass a law, but normally we think that's majority. But in the Senate now with the filibuster, that means at least 60 votes. And right now it's 50-50 in terms of parties, so that doesn't look very promising. A constitutional amendment could be passed to codify the right to an abortion, but that takes 2/3 of the states in order to propose. 2/3 of Congress to propose and 3/4 of the states to ratify. That doesn't appear very likely in the near future. Or it could be done potentially by executive action of the president, but that looks like it would be an overreach of the chief executive's powers.
All right, and real quick before you go, Mr. Hoff, there was a recent poll just a month ago that said 63% of Americans thought that Roe v. Wade should not be overturned. So as we head into the midterm elections this fall, do you think this will mobilize more people to get out to vote?
I think it will. And when we look at the primary results in Pennsylvania, the highest turnout in a quarter century, certainly that will not be reduced by this decision and could be increased as a result of it, looking at where we're going forward.
Professor Sam Hoff, thank you very much for joining us. We do certainly appreciate it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And President Biden is expected to speak following this newscast at 12:30 this afternoon. We'll bring it to you live right here on CBS 3. And stay with CBS 3 and CBS Philly for developments as they happen throughout the day.
All right, still ahead here.